Scrum has developed a certain reputation among developers, whether it deserves it or not. Many view it as pro-management or anti-dev. In many companies, excessive micromanagement of developers, short deadlines pushed by management have been labeled as Scrum. And some Scrum Masters, Agile coaches backed up this statement, saying that it was part of a Scrum framework. Obviously, some developers will start hating Agile, equate Agile, Scrum to increasing technical debt, using shortcuts to deliver quickly, always being faster, forgetting about value. The main priority of Scrum teams is meeting deadlines. Forget about the customer, forget about value. In this video, we're going to talk about the common problems during Scrum adoption and how to overcome them. As a Scrum Master, I won't be talking about what Scrum is in this video. We don't have time for that. But if you want more details on this topic, you can watch this video right here. But in short, there's 5 main benefits to Scrum in terms of team, the organization, the individual, and the product. First, quality. The iterative nature of Scrum, releasing working software every single sprint, allows us to quickly respond to defects, to bugs, which in the long run might reduce the product maintenance budget. Second, improved teamwork. Teams simply communicate better as they are working together to achieve common goals. Third, improved time to market. In Scrum, releases are done early and often. And because of this, we can quickly respond to change. And fourth, improved work environment. People work in a structure that encourages sharing, open communication, experimentation. They are self-managed. They have decision-making power. Now, let's talk about some common problems during the adoption of Scrum and how to handle them. As a Scrum Master, I've grouped these problems into organizational problems, team or individual problems. Let's start with organizational problems. Problem number 1, the structure is the classic approach, the top-down approach. People reporting to one another. Someone having a supervisor who has a supervisor who has a team leader and a manager, and it goes on. And this causes a lot of waste, especially for developers. When developers have issues with other teams, they can't directly talk to developers. No, they need to talk with a team leader, or we need to talk with a manager to get permission to talk to a developer in another team. You can't resolve issues quickly because you need to go through the right communication channel or through the right process. What you need to do here is create an open, integrated environment. Remove useless chain of command structures by implementing a flat structure. A flat structure where everyone can talk to everyone. If I want to talk as a developer, I need help, or I need help solving anything, I need to talk with a developer from another team, I should be able to do that. And it's extremely important that management and the whole organization promotes, encourages people to talk to each other in the organization. No barriers. Problem number 2, management support. This one is a touchy subject. If you want experimentation, innovation, creating new things, trying new things out, you can't do that if management is penalizing people for making mistakes. You can't do that in an environment where mistakes are seen as something really bad and developers or anyone else in the organization are penalized for doing that. People are not encouraged to experiment, to try new things out, to innovate because they have fear of failure. Obviously, if they fail, if they make a mistake, they will be penalized. So why try new things out? Keep doing the same thing. Comfort zone, and everything will be okay. To fix this, you need to do a shift in the language that you use. Mistakes, failures, no longer a word in the organization. They don't exist. No one should be using these words. No one should be penalized for mistakes or failures. Now, learning opportunities. Anything that goes wrong, it's simply a learning opportunity. And management needs to support that. They need to agree that maybe in the short term there will be more issues, but in the long term, customers will benefit from that because of innovation. But remember, generally, across the organization, you need to keep pushing quality. Quality extremely important. Quality needs to remain high in the long run. Let's move to team problems. Problem number 1, communication. One of the main things that you need to do as a Scrum Master is coach the team on how to collaborate better, how to talk to each other better, how to work together. A team that is not talking to each other, collaborating every single day, is not reaching the sprint goal. No, obviously, we can't do it. It's as simple as this. Collaboration is essential in a Scrum team. And in all things that you do, all interactions that you have with a team, ensure, open your eyes, observe, ensure that they are communicating and collaborating. With a daily Scrum, ask questions. Do you need help to complete this task, this user story? We don't want heroes suffering in silence. No. We want people to not be ashamed to request help, to tell people that we need help. Please help me. And ensure that this is done in the daily Scrum. In the sprint retrospective, always ask this question to the team. Do we see an opportunity to improve communication within the team for the next sprint, for the coming sprints? If left unchecked, communication will always degrade. This needs to be continuously improved. Problem number 2, teams are not cross-functional. As per the Scrum guide, Scrum teams should be cross-functional. They should have all the skills and knowledge required in order to accomplish together the sprint goal. But honestly, look at your team. What's the reality of this? We often need people outside of a team in order to be able to release every single sprint. I've often seen testers not in the team. People doing the testing should be in the team. Nope, in another team. You do the development and then you send it to another team to do testing. Nonsense. Not cross-functional. And even if a team is cross-functional, sometimes only a certain amount of people or one person has some specific skill, extremely important in order to accomplish the sprint goal. And when this person is on leave, or if this person is sick today, doesn't work today, nothing can be done because only this person has this specific skill. You should encourage people to broaden their skills and knowledge. A great way to do that is pair programming and knowledge sharing sessions. Frequent knowledge sharing sessions. The next thing we need to talk about are individual problems. How do you handle multiple people in the team or a single person in the team who is reluctant to using the Scrum framework? They don't want to use it. They feel that it's a waste of time. They don't like it. How do you handle that as a Scrum Master? The first thing I recommend doing is scheduling a one-to-one session with a team member. You need to understand the root cause of this problem, of this issue. Why they don't want to use Scrum and Agile. Ask questions until you find that out. And mostly it will be related to maybe fear of change. Maybe past experience with Scrum Agile was bad. They don't want to leave this experience. Again, maybe they don't know what Scrum is. They don't know their role in the Scrum team. They don't know what are the events and all these things, how to handle them. Maybe they have no urgency to change, or they don't feel that it's important to change. They don't see the benefits of using Scrum. For each one of these scenarios, once you find the root cause, help the person, guide the person, explain Scrum to them, explain all the benefits. Benefits are extremely important. You need to explain why we are trying to do that. But even if someone really understands the benefits of Scrum, they understand, they agree that they need to change, they might not change simply because they have no urgency to change. And that's not your role as a Scrum Master. Management should be promoting this urgency for this Agile transformation, for the Scrum implementation throughout the organization. That's an impediment. And you should treat it as an impediment, slowing the team down. Management, if they are not promoting this urgency of slowing down the transformation, slowing down the implementation of Scrum, treat it as an impediment. You can't solve this as a Scrum Master. You need to speak with management. So explain to them why urgency is extremely important. Which brings me to my next point. If you want more tips, insights on Agile, Scrum, personal growth, click on the video that stands out the most on the screen right now, and I'll see you in a few seconds.